Welcome to episode 4. I almost said 3 of the Talking Guys. I'm Will, joined by Seth and Patrick. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey,
I'm on the left.
howdy.
Wait,
I'm in
where
the
am I?
middle,
You're on the
exactly
right.
where I needed to be, snuggled between these two.
Wait, does this mean I've given up my
Yeah,
position of power now?
Yeah,
basically,
Patrick's
boss.
now 100% in charge.
You've
What did I
lost
do?
all of the power.
What did I do to deserve this?
Too nice. You gotta be a mean person and take what you want.
No, honestly, you need a haircut to be in the center.
Yep,
That makes
facts.
sense. Yeah, and it's
And my
probably going to be a
hair's
while before
looking
I get that.
great, so nothing that I could ever do to mess my hair up. But yours is just way too long now. You look like a 18-year-old.
No
If
comment.
you would just shave off the beard, it would really
No, dude, I love this.
like your beard, huh?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
a
we
lot of
all
people
like
do.
our beards. That's why we have them still.
Yep.
I
I
don't
look
like
younger.
mine. I just don't like shaving.
Yeah,
Uh,
that too. It's a
Quick
pain in.
non-first topic because I know Pat's got the topics for today.
Mhm.
Have you guys actually seen people shaving their beards off because they think
Yes.
it'll help with the coronavirus?
Oh, okay. Never mind. No, not. But I have seen professional people um, shaving their beards off because of for protective equipment, so it seals correctly.
That makes
So
sense.
I,
Maybe
a
that's
lot
why
of
they're
I've
like
shaving it.
cops,
I've seen
safety
that.
guys,
Yes.
all that. Yeah, they can't have facial hair anymore. They can have like a mustache, but they can't have anything that goes on the lower part of their chin. So they can only have like a little small goatee and like a mustache. That's why all the cops are clean shaven, right? You don't see any with like real people.
I guess that makes sense. Maybe that would
Yeah,
be why people are shaving them off because the protective equipment they're wearing allows them to have a better seal if they don't have the facial hair obstructing it.
yeah. Johnny was forced actually. His work asked him to shave his beard, so he
Johnny
did.
is a police
Cop.
officer, friend
Yeah.
of Patrick. For those that are not aware.
He's a copper.
I'm aware. Thank you, though.
Oh well, now you are, Seth. You weren't aware of that before, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why I'm here to help those that are uninformed.
well, thank you, Captain Obvious,
I'm generally
for
the
stating the
uninformed one, but
facts again.
This is why I'm no longer in the middle.
Oh, now, come on, man. You're like you.
Okay.
So let's get on to the first topic,
Yeah, what you got
which
for us, Pat?
is something that I know everybody wants to talk about so much because it's not talked about at all and not on a frequent basis, which is going to be the coronavirus.
oh, I've
And
heard of
we
No,
that.
haven't
I was
touched
think
this subject
I
in a
was
few
thinking his
weeks.
sex life, but yeah, we can talk
Oh,
about COVID-19.
we don't want to talk about that either. Calm down. Jeez. But we do want to talk about coronavirus and really not so much the coronavirus and how deadly or anything about that, but just what do you think the effects on the economy worldwide? And is it sustainable to continue lockdown and quarantine just to sick and exposed, and trying to get herd immunity faster? If you don't know what immunity is, it's basically when a group gets a sickness and they all spread it around each other extremely quickly, and then they build antibodies and move on with their lives because they stop getting sick from it. So are we kind of like preventing that by doing everything that we're doing? Would that even help? I mean, obviously, but I mean, the real thing that I want to talk about is just the economy. I Do you think it's sustainable to just keep having everything shut down?
No.
Not a fun topic. I think it's interesting to talk
Yeah,
about.
I mean something to talk about.
Yeah,
No, I don't think that it's going to help us.
yeah.
I
I'm
think that however long this is, you're gonna have a time period where you're gonna have people that are unemployed. Wow, it is raining outside. That's awesome. So
No,
sorry
it's
about
not.
that if you heard
Can't hear it.
thunder. Oh, cool. Well, then I guess I'm
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so like I was saying, um unemployment is skyrocketing right now. I don't know the
Mhm.
exact numbers. I just know that there's more than a million probably, right?
Oh,
Is it
no,
like three,
it's up
six
to
million?
last time I checked, it was up to 17 million people have
17 million.
filed for unemployment. That's 3 weeks into this. 4 weeks into this, I guess you could get 4 weeks,
Yeah,
roughly
right.
somewhere around
So
there.
there's only so much money that can be spent on unemployment, right?
Yeah.
The big thing is they want to give these stimulus checks out. to everyone. We only have X amount of money to give towards that, and we only have X amount of money to give for unemployment. This ends, right? So this ends in a couple of months. Hopefully not that long, but we don't know how long it's going to last. I feel like the economy is going to eventually recover. I just don't feel like it's something that's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah.
Especially, you're going to have all these companies that are going to have to reopen.
If they
That
can even
Yeah,
reopen.
if they can even reopen, and that's going to take time. They're going to have to rebuild their base, their customer base. A lot of places are losing customers to places that are still open, right? So if you've got like a mom and pop shop that's going to close, and you've got 60% of the people that used to go there, well, they're going to a place that's still open. When that mom and pop shop opens, are they going to have the ad revenue to advertise that they're open? I mean, how are they going to get people back to shop at that store?
Well, yeah, and also the travel and the fact that a lot of businesses run off of creating habitual customers. And the way you create a habitual customer is by always being open and always giving them what they came to get, right? So if you're gone for months, you're now you're now allowing people in their brains to say, "Hey, I didn't really need to go there because I just survived 3 months without it. It's not even that big of a deal. I guess I'll just go to this other place that I've been going to for the last 3 months." So will they come back? I mean, maybe if your product's good enough, but maybe not. Um, I don't know. I think everybody's talking about how this sickness is gonna, uh, everybody's gonna get sick and people are gonna die, and it's like I think people have. I saw in the newspaper. I actually read the Wall Street Journal 2 days ago, and I saw in it they had an article from um, in the section where people can just write in. I forget what that's called, but they can just write in and like create their own article, and Wall Street will post it if they like it and if it's well written. And this guy was talking about that and how, you know, not even just economically, but education. We're just putting postponement on all these kids getting the correct education. Not to mention that our education system kind of sucks anyways. Right? So now you're letting kids be gone for months. They're not going to learn what they need and become more educated, be able to learn to read and write better because they're not going to do it. Their parents aren't going to make them. I just it's just I think the reverberating effects of this economically and even socially are going to be much more devastating than even the sickness itself when it's all said and done, because I don't think our economy just bounce back. Uh,
Yeah, I don't think it's something that
Look
we're
how
really
long it
prepared
took to
for.
come back from 2008, and now they just took on $2.3 trillion more in debt to pay for all this stimulus check. That money's coming from the Federal Reserve, which is just printing money. So now all of our money's worth less money because of
Yeah.
inflation. The world economy is going to struggle because if America's struggling, the world's struggling because our economy bases out a lot of what people make is based off of us. We do like $7 billion, or no, $7 trillion in revenue every year. China is the next closest at like 3.5 or something like that.
Yeah, we're one of the
So,
countries that sets the standards for it.
with us losing all this money, all of our businesses becoming less profitable, having to cut workers, cut labor, cut all the ways to try and survive this to where they just don't go bankrupt or have to. I don't even know. Like you can't even sell the property in the infrastructure. It's not like people are going to have money to buy it. I think it's knows. I mean, what do you think about it, Seth?
Uh, so, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, or what you both are saying. Um, is it sustainable? No, obviously not. Nothing can be shut down and just stay shut down for any period of time and still be okay. Um, talking about the mom and pops that Will was talking about. Their business is extremely based on loyalty and also just accessibility. They're usually very close to like neighborhoods and stuff. I'm using convenience stores in my head just because it's easiest for me. But when they reopen, it won't be hard for people to see that they're open again, just because it is, right there. Usually, like I said, by a neighborhood. Also, their customer base knows them by first name basis, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It won't. They'll be right back if they don't have each other's phone numbers. Um, so I think that they're if they survive everything, because obviously they could not be able to keep up with the rent of the building, not be able to restock the store, depending on how long this goes. But if they are able to reopen, I think their business will come back. Um, but it's hard to tell, and it all depends on how long it'll go, because nobody knows. I already.
This is. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I already know smaller businesses that are struggling already, and we're not almost done because we're not doing it right. So it's going to take longer.
Well, and I also want to segue into, because of what Seth said, um, about some businesses just going out of business because they can't sustain it. I read an article too about, they're saying that over 75% of all the childcare facilities, so this is like your nanny, your daycares, um, they're all saying that they can't do this. Like, if they continue to not have any business, they're all going to go out of business. They don't have the money to pay rent, to pay for their facilities, anything in the next 2 or 3 months. So it's like, you're going to lose. I mean, how do you even how do you even pay for them? How do you help them? I mean, I don't know if people can really fork the money out to do that, but it's like childcare. I mean, you lose that. That alone is going to hurt
Well,
so
I would
bad
assume that, I mean, a lot of those
fast.
places are probably not the privatized uh, s- uh, businesses, but the government funded ones. Is that a priority for the government funding to go back to those companies once the economy starts to try to rebuild itself, or are there other companies that take a priority over those services?
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like the government ones will be fine, because at the end of the day, they can just continue to print money to pay and help them and subsidize them. Like my little sister, she's on a grant, a student grant, and they're literally just paying her right now to not be at work, even though her grant is for her to work at this college. Since it's a grant, she still gets the money, even though she's not there, which is, you know. So I think, obviously, eventually that's not going to last, and it's going to dry up, and they're going to start getting, what do you call it, tight with their money, and scrounging and saying, maybe we can't. But I think the biggest thing is, like, say, one of my friends, her mom actually owns a daycare, like someone like that. She employs like 13 people. They take care of a couple, like 100 children a week or more than that. And now they're out of business for weeks, months, 4 or 5 months, maybe. None of they can't sustain that, They're how is she gonna pay for the rent? She can't pay any of her employees. I mean, talk about hard times. I'm lucky because of the job I have. I'm essential and I get to go to work every day, so I'm
Yeah.
extremely blessed. But some of these people, it's like, you know, even if I lose some revenue and lose some bonus payouts or whatever, at least I'm still getting a paycheck. At least I'm getting something. So what I've really been saying is, there are hard times coming, people. So don't waste your money on stupid things. Be smart. If there's one time in the world right now to not spend your money too crazy, it's right now.
Yeah, this
Maybe
is
maybe
this
in a
is a
couple more months,
financial
you can
responsibility
start
into.
chilling and go back to whatever you were. But if there's stupid things that you have that you're spending money on that you don't really need right now, just shove it to the side and say, I'm just gonna not spend the money, because who knows? And I don't think it's gonna get better unless they basically say everything's back to open. If people get sick, they get sick. But I don't think our hospital systems can really take care of the amount of people that would get sick either. So I think it's just kind of a nightmare. So I find it really interesting just because of how cancer, you know? And
I
they're
mean,
saying like they
that
haven't even come up with an immunity drug for like for another 5 months or something. So if there even is one.
Well, I know
Um,
that I think it was a week or two, probably more than that. No, I'm losing track of time, so it was probably longer than a week ago. Uh, I'd seen on Reddit there was a company over, I think it was in Montreal, that was developing a cure, or at least one they thought would help. But they said it's still in developmental phases, and they weren't even sure that it would be ready a year out.
yeah.
So I mean, a year from now,
And what about next year
yeah,
when this
it's
wraps
like
back
what
around?
happens? What happens then?
Oh man. Sad times, but I feel like
That's
we've
why we're
kind of
here, to bring you joy, what little
yeah,
joy we can each
by
week.
bringing you an ominous message of
Right.
hard times are coming,
That's
guys.
why. That's why we start with this and not end with it.
Yeah, right.
Tighten up your belts, guys. Kill all the friends you can if they're not necessary. Take their items. Hide it in the
Nope.
house. You're gonna be fine.
Define
All
necessary.
right?
I do not
Okay,
condone any of these actions. These views expressed are his own.
Well, Seth tried to kill me yesterday. He almost burnt the house down. Didn't even let me know.
That is true.
Oh, how'd that happen?
So
It just happened. You know, life happens. It's tough. It's tough.
this is
Did you
bringing up
did you burn fish?
Did not burn any fish.
no, but
Nope.
he absentmindedly threw coals into a trash can, not realizing that there was trash in the trash can.
No, I realized it. I just didn't mean to put them in there. I was in a hurry. We were doing I was modding for a charity stream that we do every quarter, and I was trying to get in and out real quick. So I wasn't 100% paying attention, and I dumped them right into the trash can instead of usually I dump them in the sink, run water on them to cool them off or whatever. But whoops.
But I was in gamer rage, so I wasn't even aware of what was going on in the house, and didn't find out until later. So it's all right. It's fine. It's all gonna be good. I feel like this is a good time to go into a next subject, which is a little more exciting, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that we all wanted to talk about, and that
What you
is
got?
everyone has a celebrity crush, but
Mhm.
who?
Oh, damn. Okay.
I could start.
Yeah,
Because I already know. I already
gotta
can tell
think.
you exactly who it was. But if somebody else has it, before me, I'm
I
more
mean,
than willing to.
it's actually kind of funny because, like, I don't know, probably my first popped up on my timeline today, and I haven't
Uh-huh.
even I forgot she existed, kind of thing. And for some reason was on Facebook, and I was scrolling and I saw her. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. And that was probably my first though, but Kay Panabaker. She was a minor character in Phil of the Future. She was on a lot of Disney type stuff, and then also on I can't remember what it was called. Can't remember what it's called. I've got it on my phone, but yeah, no, I had a pretty big crush on both her and her sister way back in the
Yeah.
day,
What's the sister's name?
Danielle.
Danielle. Yeah, she's on the Flash.
Yeah, she is.
Yep. I think she
Um,
just had a baby.
Summerland. She was on
Congratulations.
Summerland. That was the
If
name
you
of the show.
ever
I was
happened to
trying
watch this, Danielle, we congratulate you on your new child.
Oh yeah, congratulations. Didn't know about it, but congratulations.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Um,
You want to go, Pat, or should I go?
no, go for it, Will, and I'll finish.
Okay, so are we allowed to also mention what our current celebrity crush is?
I mean, why not? But
Seth,
I
do you
really
wanna go
wanted to
ahead
know
and-
who your first.
Oh, I
was.
mean,
Well,
my-
hold on,
You're
before
young and
I go,
dumb,
then Seth, do you
know.
want to go ahead and then tell us who your current crush is?
Oh yeah, I mean, one and only love of my life what is Vanessa Hudgens. Like
Oh, God.
by far has been for the longest time. Cannot find anyone who
Oh,
just super attractive, the right height that I like, and then also just I mean in things I've seen her in like interviews and stuff, she seems real sweet. So just
Yeah.
all around good.
Oh boy. Okay, who was mine? I really liked Miley Cyrus back when Hannah Montana first came out. I know. That was, That was 14 years
Okay,
ago.
no hate.
Blonde or brunette?
Uh,
I mean,
I liked her with the wig on.
you liked her better as Hannah Montana. Okay.
Yeah. No, but this is like way back in the day, Miley Cyrus, because the current Miley Cyrus is a little
It's a
off for my
wrecking ball.
taste. Yeah, yeah. If you're into
A
that,
force
that's
to be
cool. I'm
reckoned
not
with.
gonna judge, but it's not my
He
cup
was
of tea.
he's waiting to drop that one. He's like, say something I can say wrecking ball on.
Got it.
Yeah, her. Also, yeah, I also liked Vanessa Hudgens, but I think Hannah Montana came out before
High School Musical.
High School Musical did. I
Yes.
think right, like a year apart, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I think it was.
a decent.
I'm pretty sure it was Miley Cyrus. Modern day, Gal Gadot.
Oh, she's pretty.
I have
Yeah.
no idea who
Very
that
pretty
is.
lady.
Wonder Woman. You know the chick that
Wonder
played
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's current.
Super pretty. I
Incredibly.
concur with that.
I'm not mistaken. Isn't she like an Israeli special forces or something? That she was part of that. I think so.
I mean, she's Wonder Woman. She can do pretty much anything.
Definitely kick our ass.
Yeah.
What you got, Pat? What you got?
Okay, so for young, when my first two, probably at the same time, really, was Resident Evil. The girl from Resident Evil, Mia Jovovich or whatever. I don't know how to
Okay.
pronounce her name, but
Yeah,
I
for a
was
second I
super
thought you were
into
going with like,
her.
the video game, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
okay.
And then the other one would be, and these were both from movies because I saw movies. I had a little PSP back in the day, and
yeah,
my
okay.
friends had some movies, and I borrowed them. And when we were playing basketball tournaments, we watch them. And Resident Evil was cool because it was rated R, and we weren't supposed to be watching it, so it was like super sick.
Yeah.
And then she was like super cool in it. But then the other one was from a movie called Stealth that had Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel in it.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
love Jessica Biel. Had a crush on
Isn't there
her
like
for
an
a
underwater
long
scene where
time.
she's swimming?
Yes.
In a
And she's
bikini.
in a bikini.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bikini, people. It's nothing special. But I, as a child, thought she was so pretty. I was just like,
Hey, she still
she's
is.
so
Jessica
hot.
Biel's still very attractive.
Gorgeous, and was obsessed with her for a little bit. Still like her.
Yeah.
And currently, I don't really know if I have one specific person that I'm just like is awesome. I really like the weirder, quirky ones. Like I like Emma Stone, and
Yes.
because she's just cool, and she is pretty too. But she's just her movies are cool. She's just as funny in them. And I like Emma Watson too. From even though she's a little bit more of a serious. I'm sorry, dude.
I mean, I'm the only person who
I don't see it.
Everybody, okay,
everybody
so
talks about her.
yeah, apparently
she's
Will and
so
I are the only
young.
people who
That's the
disagree with that
problem.
because everyone I
Yeah.
know like really thinks she's
Is it
attractive.
the accent that everyone likes so much?
I don't know. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't. Like, if she walked in the room and was like, "Let's go," I'd be like, "Okay," but it's not something I think I would actively pursue.
Yeah, no, I just like her because I think intelligence-wise, I find people that like come off as very witty and smart and intelligent. I like that more than just straight look.
Oh no, I agree with that 100%.
So even with celebrity crushes, those people that are in those movies that are actually like have substance, like even like Jennifer Lawrence, some of the movies she's been in, not all of them, some of them are pretty tacky, but she's been in some really good movies where like she's a great actor and she sold her part so great. And she actually has something to say in them instead of just somebody that's like, you know, an action person or something that like they're just reading their lines, but it's not like they bring anything to the table besides just looking pretty. And I mean, and that goes with the same with guys. Like that's why like my favorite male actors currently are like people like Ryan Reynolds or something, that they're like super creative and funny. Like Deadpool is just a very clever movie. It's way better than like Avengers. Avengers is just like all the characters are just linear. You expect the same thing from them every time. They don't ever change. They
Agree
really
to disagree.
Yeah, okay. Their character arcs are like this.
Hey, that's I think a discussion for another time.
So,
probably talk about that.
Yeah, we don't really want to get into that. So the next thing would be what is your dream vehicle and why? And I'm gonna let Seth go first and then Will, because they're the ones that
This
are going
is
to have
not
the most
a-
to say about this.
This is
Wait, if
not
Seth gets
a
to go first,
choice.
then
No,
I'm never
go,
gonna-
go, Will, go. I
No,
can't
no, you
choose
go
on
ahead.
this. Like, I mean, price range. I mean, what are we working with here? Like,
If you had to pick one vehicle, and that was your vehicle, you can do anything to it. You have unlimited amounts of money. Mod it, anything that you want, anything that you could change to it. You could put a new engine into it. Everything.
I already
Just as
have
long
mine.
as-
So
go, Will, go.
all right. So it would be a 2002 Trans Am WS6 manual in black.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my favorite car.
So
Nice,
just a
nice.
plain car. That's it.
Plain car.
I mean, you see like 5 of them a day on the road, but whatever.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, you're telling me that you
Joking.
saw
Joking.
2002
Joking.
WS6?
No, probably not. I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah,
Although I'm not a
may
car
see
person
like
on the same level as y'all, so I probably didn't even know when I saw it.
you may see like a Formula Firebird, but even the Trans
Ooh.
Ams are more rare. And then the WS6 on top of that was the trim package. That Yeah.
Package. Now you're talking. Oh, it's when the trim.
The car I want has the trim as well.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It goes around the door to keep the water out.
nah,
Oh.
screw you.
Is it chrome?
No,
Like nice and chromed? Okay, gold.
you shouldn't have shiny things on the vehicle, unless it is the lip to a wheel, or the paint should be shiny.
Corvette's
But I mean, like,
wheels.
There's
you-
a lot of
gross.
Yeah, you don't like.
Let's just go with the word gross and wrap it up.
an
I do
elitist
not.
over here.
I'll say this real quickly though.
If you don't
I
have-
know the new
never mind.
C8s,
We're not gonna go
the new
out.
C8s, they actually are deliberately not having them stock with the chrome wheels because they said people, I guess, aren't into that as much as they used to be. So
I mean, yeah. If I bought a brand new C8, I would go out and find new wheels for it.
yeah, but they're not chrome. They're not chrome.
I know, but I'd go find no stock wheel looks right, in my opinion. I mean, it looks like it fits the car, but you can do better.
A lot of
But
the- a lot
I
of
am
BMW
I'm a
those
wheel
Mercedes
really
elitist.
good.
I mean,
Some of
you
those
know how
Mercedes have some nice
you probably
wheels.
know how expensive the wheels I had on my BMW. I spend money on wheels; they matter. But we're not gonna go into that because don't even buy don't even buy reps. But so let's see.
You get one, Seth. You get one.
I knew
get-
this would be hard for him.
I get 2 cars. We're
No!
picking 2 cars.
No, you get
It
one.
is one and one only. That's
Yeah.
the rules. You have to stick with it.
Fine. Wait, is this like the car we have to drive all the time, or?
Your dream vehicle. Your one.
But
and
is it
only.
my only vehicle? Because there's
Like,
one that if
Do
I
you want
drive
more
it, it's
than
not
one
even worth
wife,
it.
Seth? No, you have your dream lady, your dream vehicle. Pick it. Damn it.
All right. Well, we're gonna go with an FD RX-7, 1994. But we are not keeping the rotary. We're swapping that engine out for a RB28 and a big turbo on it, and
Why
Rocket
even-
Bunny
why
body kit. I mean, we are not. This is not a stock car, but it will be
I think you
fast.
could mod it out,
It will handle extremely well.
and you can
And-
drift in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can drift in. I've drifted in a
Can I have
Honda
drift
Civic.
kit- drift kit
Um,
on it or what?
no, but yeah, I love that car. It has been one of my favorite cars ever since the first Fast and the Furious when Vin Diesel drove it. It has been one of my top cars. One of the ones I will own, and I was lucky enough to drive one for a couple days. Just swapped cars with somebody. Thanks, Tyler. I know you're probably watching.
That's what I thought of immediately. Yeah.
I swapped with him for a couple days. He took my BMW. I took his car, and I loved it so much.
Let me just say this quick disclaimer: if you're tall, it's not the car for you.
I am tall, and I fit in it just fine. It was annoying getting in and out. That I will admit. But once I was inside, it was fine. And I mean, I'm
Like
sitting
a
at
fluff.
just shy of 6'3". Like if you're
Well,
taller
if
than
over
me, then
6'3", yeah. So
Okay, I'm like,
But it also depends on like your legs, right? Because some people have height in their legs and their waist.
I mean, I was comfortable in it, but
Oh.
there's also custom stuff you can do, like bring that seat down lower or push it back farther or whatever you need to do.
You can make it work, Will.
Yeah.
Stop being negative.
Yeah, but
God.
and I know Will said I can only have one, but here's the second one. It is
Oh,
this is the car that I absolutely want, but I will probably never buy because last I checked, it's 1.2 million.
Oh,
But it is a 1991 Ferrari F550. Only made in the same year I was born, and it is gorgeous. But it is insanely expensive and insanely rare that unless I become we'll go multi-millionaire, but we might need to be getting closer to the billion for me to even bother trying to track one down and buying it. But I love it.
you're gonna have to have a lot of expendable income.
Yeah.
Drop 1.2
Yeah.
mil on a car.
Go and find it, and then more than likely, convince somebody they want to sell it, so it'll cost me
You need to be
more.
like a Jay Leno, where you're in the millions.
Yep. But I love the car.
So that you can drop hundreds of millions on, not hundreds of millions, but millions upon millions on cars, and then warehouses to keep all of your cars in mint condition. Because
you did
love
say
it so much.
F50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're no longer friends.
And
Well,
The only one worth buying is the F40. Just for those listening.
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think my dream vehicle is a vehicle that
Is
can get me
practical.
from point A to point B.
A Toyota Prius.
The least amount of braking possible, least amount of mechanic work needed. I would say, I don't even know what it's called, but I'm terrible. I should have looked it up, but it's one of the Mercedes SUVs that's a little boxier. It was an older version, maybe out in like 2006 to like 2010. But it might have been later than that. I thought they looked so nice if you did them up, and they also have room to take people with you. I feel like they'd be a good party car, or a Ford Raptor, the big huge trucks that are fast as hell.
they look
Wait,
nice.
now are we
They're
talking
nice.
the
Like
newer
70 grand.
models with the V6, or are we talking the
No,
older
I want
V8s?
the fully kitted awesome one. Why would I get some V6 model? That sounds lame.
Well, no, I'm saying you can get like a 2013 with the V8,
Okay,
but the newer
V8.
one's the twin turbo V6s.
Which one's faster?
I
Twin
think the
turbo
V6
V6.
is slightly, yeah.
What?
The world is
But they
starting to
don't- they don't-
figure out that
fine then,
forced
guys.
induction is better than
But they don't
your
sound
your
as good.
bleeder
That's the
size
thing.
or
They don't
displacement.
sound as good as a V8.
Okay, well,
Forced
I'll get
induction's
some
the only way to go.
professional exhaust work done on it and make it sound nice. I'll leave it stock. I don't need it raised. I don't need bigger wheels than it already has. I like the way it looks, just the way it is. I think they look
Okay.
sick.
Um,
But the classier one is the Mercedes. God, I should have looked up the model version.
I
But I
need
don't really want any, sports. Really have any that. Like, oh my god.
I need to go back real quick. You were right, Will. I said the wrong one. I said the later model, which goes to 95. I want the F40. Yeah,
Cool.
like when
Yeah.
you said that, I'm like, I think I said the wrong one because I was trying to spit it out so fast so you couldn't cut me off.
Yeah, hey, no
but
worries.
I'm like, I pulled it up and yeah, I was wrong. The F50's the slightly after model, and the way what they did with the body is not
I'm
so
not big
great.
into Ferrari, but the F40 is the model that I would take. I like Lamborghinis. I like the Diablo and the
Lambos.
Gallardo.
Mhm.
My first supercar is probably going to be a Gallardo, just because they're
And yellow?
affordable and still very nice.
And
Or a
yellow.
Porsche. I want a
That's
Porsche.
not a supercar anymore.
It
That's
is.
a every older dude has in their garage. I literally saw, and remember we are in lockdown. I saw three
Lockdown, yeah.
yesterday while I was out in New Orleans.
What the hell? Well,
Yeah.
obviously, the richer people like that can own that are probably essential people to be out. Duh.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just they're overrated in my opinion now, unless you get the really nice
Yeah.
models.
Yeah, you get the it's the 911. Is it the GTS R3?
I like
Like-
I like the GT3 Cup. I like
Yeah,
that
it's
one a
like
lot.
300, 400,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's supercar.
I would label that in a supercar or just very expensive car, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and they are nice. I just see them too much. I want a car that really turns heads.
That's true. My
Yeah.
my cars wouldn't turn heads. I should have come up with a better one.
Oh, you can't
Um,
now. Too
but I
bad.
was really asking this question just for you two because you guys are the car gurus, and I knew you would have some sort of what was going on.
We
To
appreciate
be
that,
honest with
Patrick.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was a
I
troll
mean,
question.
we
Just a troll
definitely are on opposite ends of the spectrum. He went muscle immediately. I went import immediately. Mine would win in a race.
Probably.
Straight line or around corners. Don't care.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. American
Whoa.
Muscle on a drag strip.
I have ridden in both, and I will say that I see the appeal of.
I mean, I do too. I don't dislike American
When
Muscle.
I rode in
I just
Asher's
like imports
little
better.
Mustang that he had, that was actually a very fun ride to ride with him when he was speeding around. It was like it like sucks you into the seat, you know? So it feels like you're just like going so fast, even though you're not really even going faster than say like when I was riding with Seth in his turbo car. Which
You're saying though when you're going the
which
speed
we went
limit.
insanely fast in.
To
So, I mean,
So-
my most recent was definitely faster than Ash's Mustang. And he's going to
And-
argue in the bottom, but it's true.
The Mustang was fun though, man. That thing was nice. I miss it really.
I don't know.
Don't
sounded
hate
nice.
on his new car, but
Hey, we drive the same car. You
Nice.
saying something, Patrick?
hey, no, it's fine. It's a cool car.
Yeah, I like my car.
Actually, I like your car because it has a lot of room to where you can actually do. Problem with
Yeah.
Asher's old car was there was no room for anything besides you and one person. So
Yeah.
and then the little small trunk he had that couldn't fit much in it. So
Yeah, I know. Sticking a body in there was a pain in the ass.
yeah, I rode in the back. Trust me, 6'3" in the back of his car is not fun, especially for long periods of time. I was like, buddy, kill me now. Anyways,
What
next
you got for us, Pat?
topic, which is a pretty good one, but you have to listen carefully because it's kind of long-winded. So that's the preface.
It's okay.
Okay.
The audience is used to listening to you talk for a while, so
That's true. Okay. You can only pick one, and why you would pick it. That's all I want from you. Okay, number one, you cannot die or get sick, but you can't see. You're blind. You'll never be able to see. Obviously, with being blind, all your other senses are greatly heightened.
so what you're saying
you
is like
say-
a Daredevil situation.
When you say die or get sick, do you mean immortality, or you're just not going to, you're going to live a normal life?
No, you literally will never die, and you never get sick.
Yeah, because
So
if I'm
you
not
can't get
mistaken,
any
don't
disease,
elves don't get
nothing.
diseases or die from
Nothing
old
at
age.
all, but you can't see. So your entire life, you would never be able to see for each. Okay, each one of these has a pro and a major con. So that's why it's going to be fun to see what you guys say. Number two, you're invisible, but you can never turn it off. So you'll be invisible forever. You're basically the invisible man. You can still be heard and experience touch just like normal. People can touch you, they just can't see you. So if they run into you, they would run into you, but they will never be able to see you. There's nothing you could do. I guess you could paint your body and then you could see you, but I mean, they'll never be able to see truly what you exactly look like. And you will live a normal life. You don't have immortality or anything special. So you could still get run over by a vehicle and die. So there's that. I don't know. That would be an interesting life to live, but it would be a life. Number three, you're brilliant, and I mean, like when I say you're brilliant, like just like out of this world, like
So
in your life.
just an average day for me. Okay, cool.
No, Seth. God, you're out of this world, like past an Einstein. You're gonna, in your lifespan, you would create so many things that would revolutionize the way people live, think, everything, education-wise, whatever you set your mind to, you would just change it, like just drastically because of your ideas, and you would just see things that nobody saw before, come up with ideas that nobody saw before, but every day that you use your brain, actually use it. So when you're doing something like this where you're not using your brain, you probably nothing would happen. But if you're actually using your brain for like a really pushing yourself to think of these things, it's going to greatly decrease your lifespan. And most likely you would die somewhere around your mid 30s. There's no way around it. So you would have a very short
Promise?
lifespan. Yeah. So you're super smart, can change the world, but you'd be dead super fast. And there's all that goes with that. And the fourth is basically your elegance rapport with people, your charisma, your outward appearance. You're basically like that person everybody wants to be, and you know exactly what to say to everyone. You're the perfect politician. You're beautiful. Everybody would want to be with you, but you're cursed to first never be able to reproduce. You'll never have a child, never be able to get anyone pregnant if you're a guy. And you anyone who you ever meet that would potentially love you will never love you. They will literally always be using you just because of how beautiful and awesome you are, but they won't care about you because that's just part of what doesn't actually make sense, because I'm sure somebody would fall madly in love with you, but they won't really. They'll be fake as hell, and your whole life you'll know no one ever truly loved you for who you really are inside. They would only love you for your looks and what you give them socially
I'm not
on
seeing any
the
downsides to
tier.
this fourth question at all.
Again, you were hitting on my
So-
average day.
You can only pick one of these. Which one would you pick and why?
Okay, so if I choose number one, can I? You said my other senses are heightened, right?
Yeah, like I
Are
mean, like
they
a normal
comic
blind.
book level heightened,
No.
like Matt Murdock, and I'm a
No, because you,
superhero?
you don't. You also don't get sick or die, so you are not like Daredevil.
Well,
like-
technically, I guess you could be Daredevil.
No.
You just be really bad at it, but they couldn't
Yeah.
kill you.
I guess I did say you can't die. So I mean, technically, yeah, you could get hit by a car, couldn't die. You're like Superman, but you're blind, so you never get to see anything. Never get to.
You know how
Um,
annoying it'd be to get hit by cars constantly
Wouldn't
because
be
you're
able to play
blind?
video games. Like, you'd have to have somebody with you wherever you go. I mean, I guess you wouldn't because you couldn't die. So there's that.
You
You
constantly
could just run
walking
into,
into
a tree
traffic.
over and over.
Yeah.
Get run over 50,000 times. And it's not to say that you would be rich or anything. You might be poor as hell your whole life. You couldn't die of starvation, so you could live a miserable life under a bridge somewhere, never die. But you would be blind.
I guess 4, right? Because that's the most logical answer, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you can't have
Why do you
kids.
say that?
Okay, well, you said that you're basically James Bond and Tony Stark rolled into one, right?
Yes, but it's more based off of your appearance and like how you speak and stuff. I wouldn't say that you're just naturally just like the most skillful person at anything you do. You like if you played basketball, you wouldn't be the greatest basketball player of all time. You would have to work at it, and you'd be okay at it. I mean, you're not like anybody gifted with unimaginable athletic abilities or anything. All you have is you look gorgeous and you talk perfectly, and people are obsessed with how you look. Like, you're literally the most beautiful person in the entire world. Everybody would want to be around you. But I'm not saying that you would have any like amazing skills. You could be an ass at everything else you do based off.
But you look good doing it.
But you look good doing it. So if you practice hard enough, you could get good enough to where you might be able to play a piano and be James Bond if that's.
Yeah, that's what this sounds like.
But you would also never be loved and never have a family.
Yeah, but I
That's-
mean, the people that
just like
James
your family.
Bond or Tony Stark sleep with, do they really love him for him?
True, but I'm saying, would that be a life that you would want to live where it's like empty because nobody would ever really care about you? They would just want to be around you for your influence more than just who you are.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
So your whole life you would have all these cool people around you, never feel like they actually cared about you. Bad things happen to you, they might just disappear. Don't really care about you. Have any feelings. So they're just like that friend that hops on board while things are going good for you and then disappears the moment anything bad happens. That's the life you would live. But I
Hmm.
mean, you are beautiful, so maybe you could pull yourself out and fine again later on in
Yeah.
life. Who knows?
So you going with number 4, Will? Oh, you said.
Yeah, I'll go with number 4.
All right. Well, I'd go with number 3, because I mean, you said, if you control it, you don't use it all the time. Your lifespan will be a little different. I'm only aiming for 40, So, it's doable. You said something about, all these changes in the world. Yeah, I'd be a little more selfish, but I'd be, more along the lines of like Tony Stark, where I would make me a bunch of cool toys. And I might, use them to help out, and even like share my technology. But my whole goal would be to make me fun things to play with.
Or do this: you can make me the toys because I've already got the charisma
Oh my
and
God.
the
So
rapport.
you want to sell my toys? I'll make them. You sell them. We all rich.
Yeah, there we go.
God, people, you're so shallow.
All right, Pat, who you got?
Honestly, like I'd probably go um number 3 or number 1. Just because I think even if you're blind, other things would be like sounds would be so much more beautiful. So you can look at people that like were blind and became master musicians with fingers. Think about how good music sounds now as just a normal person. I wonder what it would feel like to be able to create music like that and truly be able to hear it on a level that no other person lives. So the work that you could create if you applied yourself could be something crazy.
Yeah, but the other end of that, I mean, you even mentioned it earlier. Uh, you don't die, right?
Oh,
So, I mean, what happens at the end when you're alone?
I guess you would be probably heartbroken. Yes. So you would definitely, I feel like, would live a tragic life. Feel tragic. Just like, just lots of sadness, even though whatever you do and become master would be great. But I really probably would still pick number 3. And instead of being a selfish person, like someone I will not
I
be
didn't say necessarily I'd be more selfish. I'd be making things for me, but I'm not saying I wouldn't share them with the world. I just wouldn't be like, I'm going to go out and do all this stuff. And like, it would be, I'm going to make me cool things.
I would
Like
be
a personal spaceship or
technically that could still help
a
you.
hoverboard. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want a hoverboard?
I would be an imaginally bright light burning myself away at a rapid rate in which people would be shot. So I don't even know if I'd make it till 30 because I would never turn my brain off. Keep going until I die.
Can
But
we
I
all
mean,
agree that?
I think I would, do some awesome stuff. That's what.
Can we agree that number 2 would probably be the most fun? Not the most logical, but the most fun.
I think it could be very unique. Yeah, because you would be invisible, Um, and to think like what you could hear and see with nobody knowing about it, and not just in the creepy way, like everybody's gonna go straight to the creepy things, but like think about being invisible your whole life, so nobody would know you're in a room unless you told them you were in there. So
Oh,
how
so
many?
like it's my everyday life then.
So like, damn, that hurts. Sorry for you, dude. Let me hug you.
Hey,
But
6 feet, 6 feet.
think of all the conversations here that like things that people would say, or like even a conversation people would have that they would never have around you. Perspective about life because you get to see how people act when they don't think you're,
Or you
which
could
could be
just get contracted by
which
the
could be
government.
terrible, but it could also be very, very interesting to
Yeah,
hear,
you're a
like,
spy.
hear people talking about other people, hear people giving their opinions when they think they're just telling their spouse, and then you get to hear their real opinion, what they wouldn't tell to the public. You get to hear so many interesting things. You could just walk around and just be a creeper, I guess, really, yeah, in a way. But I mean, I also think you could get in a lot of trouble too. So really depend on how you lived your life. Be a very bad person. Be the best criminal in the entire world. No people could barely ever find you. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Probably would have fingerprints, I guess, still. But how would they catch you? No, you could rob banks. No, you could assassinate people at will. You could be whatever you wanted.
Why at will? What'd he do?
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
lonely
whoa,
over
whoa.
here. Don't add to that.
because Will. Time.
I remember
Yeah,
back in
that one
back in
time.
2007.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
the one
Yeah,
incident.
that's reasonable enough. Yeah.
The summer of '07. Yep, yep, I remember that when we were down by that lake, and he said that one thing
Mhm.
that was awful. But I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to same past what we already went with. So I'm sorry, dude. I shouldn't have brought it up. I know it's something that hurts you deep down inside.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate
Okay,
that.
on to the next topic because I think we've kind of talked about this one.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, with that one, I really want to see what other people would pick. So, like, throw that in the comments and tell us. Like, and if you talk to me in person, let's go. I want to hear it. Just could be interesting if everybody just picks the same ones, or if people pick different ones.
Yeah, let
And
us
maybe
know in
they
the
have
comments
different
below
ideas.
what you would choose and the behind it.
Something I really want to cover because it's something that I like personally is books, and more specifically with books, it's going to be what's a book that you have read
oh,
or
there's more
listened
to
to?
that
You
question. I just want to know what's a book.
know, what's a book? Okay, knew this was going to be a problem. But fine. What's a book you've read that profoundly impacted you on some level? Doesn't matter when it was in your life. Just something that, like, when you read it, it was like, damn, this this was different. This was something that I will never forget, even if I grow very old. So,
Can I go
uh,
last? I honestly have no answer for this
I
right
have
now.
an answer for this. That's partially why I asked it. But I mean, I have lots of answers. There's a lot of books, and I know Seth and me are on the same page as far as we. There's
Still
lots.
wondering what a book is.
Okay, buddy. Nobody believes it. Look at behind him. 4,000 books. Shut up. Not
No,
all of those.
those
Not
aren't
all of those are
books.
books. Some of them are games, but it's books. Books are there.
They're
It's a bookshelf.
I'm
they're
honestly
they're not
disappointed
books.
in you, Will. Shame on you. You should
They're
have had
they're
something.
uh they're cardboard cutouts to look like I'm smart.
Oh, that's why you have those encyclopedias that you.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm?
I actually had a friend that really did read all of the encyclopedia.
I've read them
It was
too.
awesome. Yeah, but do you actually remember what you read in
I
them?
remember facts. I don't remember all of them.
I feel like that's how my brain is. Like, if you just brought something up and just asked me cold turkey, I might not be able to tell you
You
something.
should warm up
But
your turkey.
if we're having a conversation, and Seth's saying something, 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 and then he goes onto a subject that I haven't talked about in years, all of a sudden I remember all these things in my brain that I never even thought about, and then I just like pop, there they are. Because I don't know where they were at, but they're there, and then I'll probably forget it in another few weeks.
I mean, that's how
Tell
the
somebody
brain
different.
works.
Yeah.
Compartmentalizes things and goes from there. That's why smells and sights and sounds trigger memories. But that's a completely different subject. What kind of what's your book, Patrick? What you got?
Um, I'm actually gonna go with. There's a lot. There is really a lot of them that I loved for whatever reason, but something that I read that I think really changed my perspective on. I think this was based off of, like, addiction and what it does to you, which is kind of a serious one. But this book, I read this book that Alex Johnson actually had, and I read it when I was living with him on the couch. Him and Nick. It's called Tweak, about this guy that is a meth head, and it's a true story. Like, he wrote a story. I mean, he wrote a book, a memoir of what it was like to be addicted to meth and what he did to everybody around him and everything that happened and where he ended up in the end. And it was just heart wrenching, um, because it's just stuff that I feel like I have a very obsessive slash addictive personality. So it hit really hard home with me. And I think it really changed my outlook on, like, at least doing hard drugs, how dangerous they truly could be, how awful I could end up being just off of what I read. about all the terrible decisions he makes and how he didn't care because it didn't matter to him. He was so caught up in just doing more meth that he never like thought about the fact that he stole all money from his parents constantly, that they were afraid to ever let him come to their home because they could never trust the guy. He stole from his little sister that's like 9. He stole all of her money out of her piggy bank just so he could go get more meth. All the lies he told, and lie after lie after lie, and then all the bad things that happened to him did. But then it was nice at the end, that like he sort of figured it out and got. That's my.
Awesome. Well, see, whenever you say like profoundly
be-
impacted, like that's where, because I mean, there's a series of books that I mean I have read 5 or 6 times, and with their longer books, so 5 or 6 times is quite a bit. But I wouldn't say they really profoundly impacted me. I just liked them. I liked them a lot. Well written, good story, that kind of stuff. So
But
what I'm gonna
having
go
heard
with,
that,
huh?
I'm saying, but having heard that, that changes the way you see books and like
Yeah,
what you
but I
get and
mean,
pick. So it really will
yeah,
impact.
I'm gonna go with the book Multipliers. It's a book that I was um told to read, so it wasn't one of the ones that I just like picked up. But my boss told me, they wanted us all to read it, and but it just I learned a lot from it. It's helped me a lot moving forward with my career. And for those of you who don't know, I try not to say anything about it really, but I run multiple convenience stores for a very big company. So like it helped me in because each of my store teams are different, and so how to talk to all of them and help them grow. It just like what I was doing and what I was able to see what I was doing wrong, and even the things I was doing right, and focus on those and get rid of the others. And just I read it about a year ago, and the things that have changed for me in my career have been great just because I started using those ideas. So I'd say that one probably impacted me the most.
Okay, that's good. What you got, Will?
Oh boy. Okay, so let me first and foremost say that I wait for the movie to come out. No, I don't read a lot as much as I used to. But I guess if I've got one, and I don't read a lot of books that have impactful meanings or they're supposed to be deep. But I've got one that I really enjoyed. Maybe I'll use that as an example. It's a small book. You guys probably have never heard of it. It's called The Lord of the Rings. It's essentially a group of 13
Okay.
unlikely friends that get paired together. And they're supposed to drop off this package in a place. I won't spoil it because I think it's something that you should read and experience for yourself. But it's about the hardships and the struggles along the way of them getting to their end destination.
Love that series.
Oh, you've heard of it?
I've read all of the books.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm not alone on that then.
And I've watched the extended version of all the movies, like probably 8. And I saw them actually in theater, the normal version. They didn't have it.
Hmm.
I watched all of those. Like I think the least I watched was when I only went 5 times to the movie theater. So I actually went to the movie theater more than 5 times for all. Don't ask me why. Our family was extremely obsessed with Lord of the Rings.
I
when I was,
mean,
like,
they are
13,
great, but
when they were coming out, and we went and
man,
saw them, and it was a great experience. That's one of those movies that I saw in theaters, and it was awesome.
Well, I
So,
guess segue and then to the next topic. I know we kind of briefly touched upon it a couple of weeks ago, but I had a listener actually ask me the other day to see if maybe it's something that we could address more in detail. So the question I've got is, do you guys think that releasing the on-demand movies is going to hurt the theater industry? the movies that are being released right now are like $20. Do you feel that that is too expensive for a rental?
How long
And
do you get it again?
I think 2 days. I think it's 48
Oh,
hours.
well, that's not
Going
bad.
forward, do you believe that the production companies should release on movies? I'm sorry, should release the movies on demand or continue to go with a theater format?
I'm
Business wise, you go, Seth, and I'll go after you.
I'm just thinking $20 for a just a basic rental is insane. Um, I would never do it personally, just because you can wait a little while, and I mean I just rented a movie for $3.99 for the exact same thing. So I personally wouldn't do it. Will they eventually get rid of the theater industry because doing things like this? Yes, but is what they have right now? No. Right now they are just trying to, you know, take advantage of people who cannot go to the movie theater right now but still want to see the movies. They will have to lower their price quite a bit in order to actually take like bypass the movie theater if
But
we
do
were
they?
allowed to go to a movie theater.
Wait, but
The reason, hold on, Pat. The reason I
okay.
say that do they is okay, $20, right? How much is a movie ticket?
Hmm?
About
Like
10 bucks, 11
$10,
bucks, maybe
10 to
12,
$15.
depending on
I
when
mean
you
the movie
go.
theater by me is $8 generally.
Okay, but is it during a matinee or is that when you go anytime it's that price?
Just anytime.
Okay, so the movie theater near me, it's like 11, I think it's $11
Okay.
for the week. Weekend it's like 14 or 15, and then
Yeah.
matinees I think it's like 8. So that's not considering the concessions because movie theaters make the majority of their profit off of concessions, right? So
Yeah.
at $20, if the three of us go in, we're basically spending what, $7, $6.50 each, which would be cheaper than if we were to go to the theater and actually watch it there and each spend that money on a ticket, which would be significantly more than the $6.50.
Yeah.
Well,
So that was my counterpoint is that like yes, it's $20, but if you're watching it with more than one person, the value of that, considering
Yeah.
you can watch it for upwards of 2 days, like say if you had a family of 6 people, you could watch with you and your wife, and then you still have the movie. You can say later, "Hey kids, go watch it. Here, go to town." And I don't even have to waste my time taking you to a movie theater and you fighting for the whole entire time and being pains in the butt. So I could see families actually probably being pretty interested in it. Um, do I think it'll go away though? I don't think the movie theater, like Will said, make so much profits on concession. So I really
well,
think once they can get people to come back, they're gonna want them to come back because they make a lot of extra money off of all the concession fees and everything. And there really is a different experience when you're going to an actual movie theater. The surround sound, the complete darkness. Yes, you have some bad people sometimes that like,
They're
get
on
in
their
your way and
phones, they're talking.
yeah. But a lot of times I've seen some movies that really the way it affected me.
You benefited from the experience of going.
Yeah, it just it left more of an impact having that huge picture and the sound being there than it would have been if I'd just been at home watching it on my TV. But I also am a lazy person. So, like I'm like Seth, where I don't see a lot of movies anymore in theaters. I will wait and rent them when they're like $3 or $1 from Redbox. Or sometimes I really will just ignore them until they come out on Netflix or streaming. So I'll completely bypass them, never go see them in theaters, even when they interest me, and then just wait till they come out and then watch them.
Yeah, well, if
And
you've got people that share a similar opinion with that of not having the time to go to the theater, watch a movie there, would that not help the on-demand vote?
I mean, yeah,
'Cause
because
it's more of a convenience now that you can just rent it from your home
it would be cool,
instead.
especially when it's like one of those movies that I do. I mean, before you get to see it rented, it's like 3 or 4 months. If it's a popular movie that's like does really well, I mean, you might wait months upon months upon months before it finally comes out of theater and goes on to Redbox or like Amazon, and you might wait between 3 to 5 months before you'll actually be able to get your hands on it. So there are some movies that I could see me potentially being interested in like that, but I also like going to if I'm gonna go see a movie like that that I really want to see, I do like going
Yeah.
where I stay.
I mean, I think you've got to take into account the experience. Also, I feel like more people, if they're renting it at home, they are not having people over. So if they want to go see it with a big group of people, um, well, I mean, for one, can you fit them all in your house comfortably? For two, do you even want them in your house? But then also you are using, the price based on also adding in concessions, which I don't feel is very fair because you're either gonna buy extra stuff at your house or not, or you'll buy it at the theater or not. Like that shouldn't affect on the because we're talking, price of the movie. When you go to the movie, you don't have to buy popcorn. You don't have to, and also, and if you're at home, you might, order in 3 large pizzas and end up spending $35 on that.
For me though, when y'all go to see the movies, when you go to see the movies, yeah, that's English. When you go to the movie theater to watch a movie, are you going by yourself or do you find yourself going more with friends? Because
Oh, I
personally,
always go with friends.
yeah, I typically don't. I don't go to a movie by myself. If
Yeah.
I'm
Gone
gonna go,
twice. I've gone twice ever to a movie.
I mean, when I lived in this state alone for those 2 years, I went to, I think, 2 movies, and I hated it. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
go with
it's
people,
something
you
that
wait
you go
for
with
it.
It's
friends,
just it
right?
feels weird. I don't know how to explain it to you, but that it just felt weird when I went and saw them.
Yeah,
I
so I don't
saw one of the Hobbits by myself because I drove into Texas and
know.
Johnny and his wife like went to bed. So like, but I wasn't tired because at the time I was working nights, and so I went and watched this movie at like 11 o'clock at night by myself because I just wanted to see it, and it was just weird. Weird going to theater by myself, sitting by myself. All the other people there were there with people. Like this weird dude sitting by yourself in the back of the theater or
Yeah.
whatever.
So
I
I
just
guess
didn't like it.
final thoughts. Uh, Personally, I believe that eventually movies will go to a streaming service as theaters will not be profitable enough
Yeah.
to continue to bring in people.
Sadly, I
As
think that's what's
yeah,
gonna happen. Yeah.
I don't believe though that this is the start of how that happens. I think
Mm,
once the lockdown's lifted, people are going to go back to the movie theaters
yeah.
because like you said earlier
It's an
and
experience.
yeah, exactly. Now I know one person's gonna make in the comments. He and I'm thinking of this person right now. He's gonna say that he's a home theater system set up, and so he will
Oh
argue
god.
against the experience because I know he says he doesn't like going because he can get it at his house for much cheaper. So yeah,
Sounds
go
like
ahead
my
and leave that
brother.
comment in there, and we'll go ahead and discuss that more in detail. But
And
yeah,
by
I don't believe
discuss
that
it
this
means
is.
argue with him
Yeah, I don't think that this is the
vehemently.
start of it.
Well, you might be right there. I don't think it's over. Um, but I also do think the movie theater business is struggling for a while as far as
Yeah,
that goes.
Yeah, I mean, we might lose off some movie theaters during this because they were already struggling.
yeah. Just the big
But your
chains,
big
yeah.
ones, yeah, your AMC's and I don't even
Regal and
know, yeah,
Cinemark. Yeah,
Regal and Cinemark and Movie Tavern, they'll be fine.
Studio movie girl.
I don't know.
They're kind of expensive,
yeah.
but their
But
chairs
you get food.
do feel comfortable.
You
Yeah,
get good
They're
food.
nice.
That's the difference there. You
Yeah,
actually make
gourmet
good
style
food.
food and alcohol. You can drink while you're watching
That's
the movie.
true. But movie tavern, you can do that
I
too.
don't I don't condone drinking though. So
No, none of us do, unless you're of legal age.
Oh wow. Well, I've been drinking this whole time and I'm not allowed to. What the hell?
Nope,
legal
nope, you
age
did not
or
do that.
have friends that are legal age.
It's because of the beards. You know, we've conned people for a long time and they're thinking that we're older than.
Yeah, yep.
So
It's all about the beard. Well,
it's actually shocking.
is that it, guys? You got anything more? We're gonna call
That's
it a show.
I'm good with that.
Cool. Just a quick shout out. I know right now we're one away from 40 subs, so thank you very much
Awesome.
for those that have
Awesome.
actually liked, shared, commented, because we've had a couple people comment on each of the videos, so we appreciate the support you guys are sending our way. each of the videos right now are doing pretty good traffic wise. So hopefully we'll continue to keep that up. You'll notice the top, the overlay is changing just a little bit. We also got a new avatar, working on some logos, so
From
we'll
a
get that
friend
taken care of soon
that at
enough,
some
and
point we'll shout out.
make
But,
it look more professional. Because
mhm.
that's what we aim to do here is be professional. So
Right.
as much as we can.
We're getting there.
Yeah, work in progress.
Next week we'll be in suit and ties.
Nope, nope. No, that's not
Okay. And my room will be clean and free of
Yeah.
clutter. Swear.
Okay.
Promise.
Yeah, you were pretty good this episode. No pixelation, so looks
Bed
like
will
you
be
got that
made
taken care of.
better than it is currently. Trash bags will not be on the floor.
Yeah. One last shout out. We just want to appreciate and say thank you very much for Kyle coming on. And you
Mhm.
guys had shown some love for the first guest last week, so we also thank you for that. We definitely do plan on having him back. We got a list of people that we want to bring on soon enough, so we'll get that taken care of for you guys, because I think he provided some interesting content and some rapport amongst the three of us. So definitely want to have him back on.
It's always a good time when Kyle's there.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Always good conversations.
All right.
But we
well,
probably
I guess,
talk too much, so it just
Yeah.
goes on and on with Kyle. Yeah. You put 4 of us in a room and we'll
let's
I'm
talk
happy for
forever.
you.
Yeah. About skill-based matchmaking mostly.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Don't
well,
even.
the
I don't want to
video
hear
games
those
in
words
general, man,
anymore.
nerd. We'll
No.
go around and around and around and probably fully.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say before we leave?
Just
No,
make sure to,
just-
to comment below. Let us know what you think. Any ideas, things you want us to talk about, anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys have got like a question or a topic that you'd like us to discuss more in depth, please go ahead and leave it on the comment page, or even at the Twitter or the Facebook page we got set up. Links are going to be down below in the description.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
See you all later.
Wonderful week.
Oh yeah.
Peace.